las 2 de la mañana, el antro ya va a cerrar, pero antes de...
Because I had too many bruises. My dress, I couldn't even fit it because he wouldn't let me go get the fits done. Because he would tell me, you gotta stay with me on the phone. You gotta see me this day. Like when he knew that I had to go and, you know, get my dress like fitted, yo me acuerdo que he would make it impossible for me to do it. My dress estaba abrido de aquí, estaba así.
We'll put a picture up so you guys.
I couldn't get like a pusher bar to push my chichitas up. Basically, my dress, I look all saggy because él me dijo que no. When he seen me, he told me that I look fucking stupid, that I look like a fucking bitch. He went like that to my thighs, I remember.
Hey, man.
My dad rented me a limo. Yo me acuerdo que mi dad me rentó un limo y pura miseria in the limo. He started being all fucking abusive towards me. He started like telling me I was a fucking hoe.
He was like okay, so we went like, it was her, him, and all my friends. Y era el más grande allí del limo y el más ridículo. Like, we're all freshmen, he's a junior in high school, and he's over here, like, fucking up the limo, like, throwing drinks on my friend. And, like, the limo driver clearly said, no smoking weed. He was smoking weed inside. Like, he was so, like, I don't know. Like, I think back and I'm like, I don't know. I don't even know why we would even give that guy the time of day. He was so dumb.
So I remember that we got to prom. We had to walk through, like, this thing. The teacher that was like a big perv with me in 6th period told me, oh my God, you look really nice. You guys look really nice. Let me take a picture of you guys. He got all mad. Se fue por el otro lado. He started dogging the teacher. I was so embarrassed at prom. I really was. It was so embarrassing. When we went out, it was like a place that was like a lot of water. And I remember we went around. He started hitting me in the back, telling me that I was fucking stupid. Yo me acuerdo que quién sabe cómo me agarró, que me dolió aquí. Que before we went back into the limo, I remember that I started to cry and like my makeup started running. In the pictures, you could kind of see my makeup running. Let's see if I could circle that part. Basically, it was una desgracia. A lot of people kept looking at us, turning, because we were just arguing. It was horrible, that prom. I don't know. I think back of my senior year and I feel like barfing. I just don't have no good memories really about it. Time went on. When I had to go take my senior portraits, I was a hoe because I had got my hair done. I looked like Miss Piggy in the picture. And for him, según que estoy tratando de conquistar al fotógrafo, I don't know where he would get these ideas from. Que conquistaba al fotógrafo. I was like, what is he talking about? Like, I don't know what he's talking about. Like, I really don't. I don't get what he means. Lo que me está diciendo. I remember que he hated my cat. He would always tell me que lo iba a matar. I had a white cat at that time called Honey. Remember, I love Winnie the Pooh. Chris Brown would threaten me that he was gonna fucking kill the cat. I was like, what?
One day my cat went missing, you guys. Oh my goodness, at that moment I honestly thought he had killed the cat. No, years later we found out my mom dropped off the cat somewhere because we were responsible with the cat. But when the cat went missing, I went, oh no, he killed my cat because my friend gave me the cat. I was like, oh no, what in the world?
All of a sudden I started seeing that I started having the feeling, I started seeing that all of my guy friends were kind of curvy. They would kind of just talk to me really discreet. I didn't figure it out that he would probably like tell them stuff, and I'll tell you guys why. So the relationship kept going. I graduated. My friends threw me like a little party at the house. It was pure fights. He took me to the back to call me a bitch. I think he added at that time hoe. That was like the new name for me. Hoe. Hoe. You're a fucking hoe. Ho, 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 fucking hood rat, ho, 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 ho. In in the back, basically, parecía como Santa Claus. Se la pasaba diciéndome hoe in the back. I couldn't hang out. I couldn't have a nice time with my friends for graduation. It was a horrible fucking despedida de high school. He would go out with his homies cuando él quería. He would like get into fights with me, como si quería salir el sábado, se peleaba conmigo, for example, el Friday, para que pudiera salir el Saturday, y me hablaba like Monday morning, and like he was like, hey, what are you doing? Y yo como tonta, like se lo recibía.
By this time, I'm already at Roosevelt.
Yeah.
So by this time, you guys, I had chisme for her every week. Because keep in mind, he's from Boyle Heights. We're from East LA. All of their sister cities, but that's his city, you get me? And I remember all the time, I had new chisme for her. Like, he cheated on you with this girl, or one of my friends seen him here, or this girl seen him there, or whatever. And when we would confront him, what he would do was he would make girls go up to me at school. Like, como que si era mi culpa that he was doing something bad. And a lot of times those girls would come up to me, harassing me, telling me like, well, you better not be telling your sister lies. You better not be telling your sister lies. And like, cause he would cheat on her. And like la misma girl that would like cheat on him, like would call me and tell me like, no, dude, like, yeah, it was real. It was like, for real, like we did this on the weekend or whatever.
The relationship went on. I remember que it kept going on. There I was graduated from high school. My plans was to go to Rio Hondo College. I didn't go one semester because I just didn't feel up to it. I remember that I felt like, I don't know, I just felt like down all the time, depressed. I remember that one day I looked at myself in the mirror and I said, damn, what happened to me? What happened to that girl? That one girl that like everywhere she would go, she would light up the room. What happened? Where did I leave her? Like, where is she at? I looked at the mirror for like maybe a minute because the phone rang and it was him. It started getting to the point that my dad bought me a car after I graduated high school, and basically this fool would drive me crazy. He told me that I was a fucking bitch because my dad bought me a car and I wanted the car to go club it. He took away my ID, so I was driving around without a license. Like, I was driving around without a license.
Because he thought she wasn't going to 18 and over clubs.
The only person that was still there for me, and I really want to thank him because he stood 100 with me all the way, was a dude named, that I'm gonna call him Beaver. He was the only one that, like, no matter the situation, when I would ask him something, Beaver. It's because it's the only way that I think I will remember. I think that it's the best way for me to describe him. I remember that this guy, he was like my only friend still. He was like the only one que like le contaba de él, and he wouldn't do like the
Comitada face, or like, cause there was a point in where like she would honestly come and like tell me her problems, and for me they were not problems. They were like, you're just like a lost case, like, which I shouldn't have done, because it's easily for you to judge, but everyone goes through like a heartbreak, you get me? So for me it was like, oh yeah, right, you're not gonna leave him, so I wouldn't even pay attention to what she would say anymore.
So he was like a gangster.
Beaver
So he was like a gangster, but he would go to like programs to like go to college. And I remember that Chris Brown. So like when he would leave to like those things, I don't know, I kind of felt like better all the time he would leave. Pero somehow when he would come back, again, I had to be with them. Era como una cosa que yo la verdad ya no estaba bien. I took 6 months off of my life not doing shit. I was just there a su disposición. I would go pick him up from school, bring him back, take them to school, bring them back. Él me hablaba, yo estaba allí. Cuando él me quería maltratar, I was there. I started like taking the phone from the house because we couldn't pick it up.
She would like say, okay guys, so this is already like, I'm an 11th grader. And they were still together, and the relationship for me, my mom, my dad, like, it just was getting like already like, you get me, like old and stuff. Like, it's just Elsa's typical normal behavior. And she used to get our phone because she wasn't even allowed, you guys, to drive me to school. I had to either like get on the bus. My mom had to like go to work, así en el bus, because she was the only ride, because my dad would go to work. And she would take the phone, because like, why would you take the phone? Is it because when he would call, the phone sounded disconnected, or?
I had to take the phone because according to him, that like if we would pick up the phone, or like si se oía como que lo estábamos usando, algo así, according to him, I was on the line with somebody else.
Yeah, like she would take the phone, and then he had all these things. So I remember that like she would take the phone, or like there was times where he would call, and like if I didn't recognize his voice, because he would fake his voice, and I would say, "Who's this?" Oh my goodness. Like, I was expected to, like, I needed to know who was calling her. Because if not, he was going to be telling her, well, who else is calling you? Why is Maggie saying, who's this? Things, guys, that made no sense.
It started getting to the point that one day, this was like the most horriblest thing that ever happened to me with him. This is like the point where I was like, damn, I gotta get the fuck out of this. I gotta get the fuck out of this. Because 6 months after me not doing shit, I said, I gotta go to college. I gotta go to college. I gotta go to college. I really gotta go to college. I gotta do something with my life. I told him that I was gonna go to college, and he got fucking pissed off. He got so fucking pissed off that I remember that he hit me really hard right here. And I remember que hasta se me fue el aire. I see like black and blue, you guys. ¿Quién sabe qué miré en ese momento? Nomás se me fue todo el aire. I remember that day when I drove back home, some cops stopped me. I had just came from his house getting my stomach beat up by him, and I was smelling like fucking weed. The cops stopped me. They told me, get home. How far do you live? Remember, I don't have a license. I said to myself, oh my God, I gotta start fucking thinking of a fucking plot to fucking run, because this guy's gonna fucking kill me. I remember that I told him, do you think that, well, we met up, because I remember that that weekend we went to San Diego with his brother. And I remember that when we went to San Diego, we slept on the floor. The brother would put like a mattress for us, and I remember we slept on the floor. And according to him, I was flirting with his brother. According to him, I was flirting with his brother, and the incident on the stomach had just happened 2 weeks before. And I told him, why do you always tell me shit? Remember, yo casi para atrás nunca le decía nada, nomás cry and be like, why didn't do it? I didn't do it. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. Did you cheat on me? Did you cheat on me? It's because I don't know. Everyone says you did. It's because I don't know. 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 Into the relationship, he started telling me that he loved me maybe like a month into the relationship. I started telling him that I loved him maybe like 6 months into the relationship. At this point, I wouldn't tell him that I loved him anymore. He would, but I wouldn't anymore. That's it. It stopped. It completely stopped. I never told him that I loved him anymore after he hit me in the stomach. The day of San Diego, according to him, I was flirting with his brother, and I remember that I got so fucking pissed that I told him, I am so fucking tired of you always accusing me of stupid shit. Don't you think that it's better if we just give ourselves like some time, a break? At that point, I remember that he like looked down. Like a sweat came like over me, and I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Why am I telling him here? Why am I telling him this here? The only one that knows that I'm in San Diego is my sister.
Because like we would lie, we would tell my mom that she would like take like these college trips.
And he told me, well, I don't give a fuck if así bien calm. I don't give a fuck. Go, break up with me. Break up with me. I'll just kill you. Así como les estoy diciendo. Like that. Go ahead. Break up with me. I'll just kill you. Exactly like that. I just went to another planet. Basically, I should have made a planet named Elsa. Because I was always in another planet. I was so disgusted with myself. I just went to the bathroom and I fucking cried. Me senté en el toilet and I cried and I cried and I cried. He didn't even go check if what was wrong with me or nothing. Cuando yo regresé, like maybe an hour later, after crying my fucking tears out, I came back, he was already asleep. And I just laid down and I fell asleep next to him. I thought that was my fucking life. Yo pensaba que esa iba a ser mi vida para toda la vida. It got worse after that. He started telling me that I couldn't go to school dressed like... I wouldn't dress like nothing anymore. He started...
And you couldn't wear nail polish. And you shadow dye her brown. She couldn't listen to music anymore. At times I'm like, was he homish?
I couldn't listen to music. I couldn't
She
like
couldn't go to
anyone.
college. She couldn't have her nails painted.
I
her
remember
nails
that
done.
I was into Victoria's Secret products.
She couldn't buy it anymore.
Basically, ya no me dejaba ponerme perfume because the perfume made me
we're
basically-
young, so girls, we wear thongs, G-strings. She couldn't wear that anymore. She couldn't have her toes painted. And it's like, not even my dad would prohibit us from doing stuff like that, you get me? So why should a stranger tell you what to do, what to wear, you get me? Like,
So,
well, not a stranger, but someone that's not related to you.
So, it got worse. He got a job and he started buying me clothes that he wanted me to wear. He started making me dress.
It just was not my sister anymore, you guys. Like, keep in mind, like, she was going through her issues, I was going through mine. So I'm pretty sure if I would have been, like, at 100, like, I would have probably told her more things. But I thought it was just normal. Like, since everyone around us was calling us hood rats, we're hoes, and we were not normal, how people would say, I just thought it was like, well, my sister has to probably, like, grow up. He started buying her, like, plain white Nikes, Levi's that were not tight, because, it couldn't, like, show the figure of her body, hooded sweaters, her hair had to be, like, pulled back, turtlenecks, jackets, stuff, you guys, that, like, oh my god, like, I would have never imagined my sister dressing that way.
One day, I remember, he never took out, like, a gun or a knife on me. I mean, ever, until this one time. So, one day, me and his brother, okay, so, he went, because his friend called him. He still could have friends. I didn't have no friends anymore. And I remember he went out. And, I stood there and his brother came in and he told me, hi. And I was like, oh, hi. I told him, what grade are you in now? So he started, like, telling me his thing. And he started telling me, like, I'm into this I'm from a rock band now. And I was like, really? Cool. You guys could go see me one day? I said, I'm sure one day we'll go see you. We started talking about the Red Hot Chili Peppers because we both liked them. And when he walked in, he told me, oh, you like them? Really? You like them?
Oh, like, where are you getting this info from?
Oh, cool. When his brother left, he told me, really, you like them? You really like them? Yeah, you like them? You like them? Yeah, you like, how do you like them?
Your reaction.
It's like, I started to cry. Right away, I started to cry. So like, that's good. How do you like them? Let me guess. I don't know, for some reason, he didn't hate my sister. I know that he would play with her, le decía, like, little bitch. Pero they always did. He wouldn't accuse of my sister making me into a hoe. It was all my friends. I don't have friends anymore. Él me decía. Él me dijo, oh, really? Who's telling you about it? Who?
Where are you learning this from?
Who? He took out a gun. And I was like, oh my god! I started to scream. I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, like, oh my god. I was fucking scared. I was like to the point that like I wanted to call my mom, but me and my mom just didn't have a good relationship. I remember that his brother came in and he started telling him, there, leave her alone, you know, just leave her alone. Why do you gotta be like that with her? And I remember que the neighbors, like la wall, they started knocking at the wall. And I was so embarrassed, you guys, because like como yo siempre iba allí, siempre miraba like the neighbors, you know. Yo me acuerdo que como they started knocking on the wall, me dio mucha vergüenza. I was like, oh my god, what happened to my life? Like, where did I, like, en qué quedé? Like, damn, like, really? Like, who do I ask for help? What do I do? How do I get out of this? ¿Cómo le hago to, like, just get out of this shit? Like, how do I do it? Where do I go? How do I do it? I just don't want to be in this anymore. I just didn't know what to do, how to do it. Keep in mind that he knew that I always wanted to be like pure and perfect. So he would remind me every single day that like if we broke up, yo sabiera. Cause like remember, he was with me for a very long time, and if I got with another guy, that made me a hoe and that made me a slut. I started hating God, and I remember that I started telling him, like, why did you do that to me? Like, why? Why do you hate me so much? Why haven't you ever gave me a nice life? All I ever wanted to do was be a singer, be in entertainment, do something like that. Why? Like, why do you give me this life? Why? Damn, it was really hard for me. I remember that I started wanting to like kill myself. I didn't know who to like turn to. I hated him so much. I remember that even at times I kind of wanted somebody to call me and tell me that they had like his like rival gangs had killed them even. I hated him that much. I basically lived every single day the same. Just like, oh, this is my life. This is gonna be my life. Him treating me like shit all my life. Me not being able to like breathe, to like smile, because if I smile, I'm flirting. We got a job. We got a job. I decided to like kind of like try to like get away from
So
him.
I got a job, guys. This time already, you guys have been together for like 3 years already, no?
Yeah.
We had, guys, like I started having like this different life away from everyone. At that point, I'm homeschooled already. This is second semester of my 11th grade year. We started going to Spanish, like banda, rodeo, potrero, all these nightclubs. So, and I remember that I used to think that their relationship in the very beginning when they just got together was cute. I remember that I wanted to have a boyfriend like him. Yo quería, all the guys that I dated in high school, I remember that I used to drive them crazy. Like, when he would get into like fights over her and he would tell her what to wear, he was like all jealous. He wanted to know where she was at. I would like cause my boyfriends to be that way, when in reality they were not. I used to like drive them crazy. I would kind of like overdo, like I would kind of like let them know, like I'm wearing short clothes. I'm wearing short clothes. Like I'm into like the 100th time there. They would kind of like start getting jealous on me and everything. And it was because in my brain, for some weird reason, I thought that was normal behavior. For me, that was like, he likes her, how cute, he takes care of her. By the time I was like in 11th grade, you guys, I was like a totally different Maggie. I remember that like I started hanging around with like this new group of people that like were like not street smart as in ghetto, and like they just wanted to do like, yeah, like crowds, guys, that like wanted to go to college, people that like I was even embarrassed to show who my sister's real boyfriend was. I remember I had already had a full-time job in Burger King the first semester. Second semester, 11th grade, we both got a job at Lorena Pharmacy.
Alright, you guys, so when I started seeing that she was like in another ambiente, at this point I'm already like dressing like a freaking, I don't even know what to call it, you guys, like a nun. I don't know. There I couldn't dye my hair. He made me dye my hair brown. I was not myself anymore, completely 100%. Since I started seeing her that she was like all into like, my cat came in. Thank you, mommy. I remember that since I started seeing that he was like more manipulative with me, like horribly. I remember that I started telling him that I was gonna get a job because my parents were making me get a job. Since I started seeing that she was getting a job and stuff, I was like, I want to get a job too. So I told her, you think that they'll let me in? You think that I could get a job where you work at? And my sister was like, yeah, I think so. So she hooked me up with a job at the pharmacy.
Lorena Pharmacy in Boyle Heights.
Damn, you guys.
I got a full-time job there in Lorena Pharmacy.
Worse.
And it got worse because he started noticing that he kind of liked it when we went downhill, as in like, I was not like at 100, like with my social life, with like, we were not from party cruise anymore by this time. I was not at like my home school anymore. I was homeschooled. But in this point, it's like when we're kind of like getting back up there, like social life. And like, I remember that by this time, I know it sounds funny, but me and her were like ill. And like, we were both like getting like a makeover. Mm-hmm. Like, I remember that like we started going out to Potrero and like El Rodeo and like El Parral, and I was working full time. I remember by this time, you guys, like my self-esteem was getting way back up there. I had a job. I started hanging around with like this new crowd of friends. So I was having a good time, as in every weekend I had a social. Like, he didn't like it because he kind of knew that I was going to drag her in there. And when someone's insecure with themselves, they kind of don't like positive vibes around that person that they want to manipulate.
Remember, I would notice that before this, she was always kind of like sad. After this, she started being really happy. And I kind of started seeing like, I kind of started laughing more now because she would come and tell me like these stories and they were just funny. So I remember that I started laughing again. I started feeling like, well, I mean, the job's pretty cool. I mean, it's fun. I'm not saying that we made any friends there because we really didn't, but it was pretty cool, you know, seeing people again, being like in a new ambiente. My dad started seeing us like more happy, so he bought us a car. It was like a brand new Civic, and he got really pissed off that my dad had bought me a brand new car. That's when he started maldiciendo my sister, and he started telling me, your sister's fucking changing. She's starting to be a little fucking slut like you. I can't believe it. You guys are fucking.
Cause I colored my hair blonde, and he. Remember, he started telling her, "Oh my God, your sister's a fucking hoe," and I had like this other boyfriend that he had seen me with. Como I was always really happy with this new guy, I remember him telling me like, "Who the fuck is this new guy? You better not be bringing friends around him for your sister. Who is he? What city is he from? What the fuck? Who is this?"
Because when he would go pick me up, I remember that my sister's like boyfriends, friends would be there. So when they would be there, he would kind of like eye them out. Remember, el cobarde, ¿cómo se dice dicho?
El valiente dura mientras el cobarde quiere.
So,
yeah, he would give dirty looks to this guy. And all of my boyfriends knew this guy. Like, I had local boyfriends. This guy was from another city. And he was from Culver City. And one day we're in the front, and this guy, my sister's boyfriend, gets there and he gives my boyfriend dirty looks, and my boyfriend gives them back to him. And he's like, this guy's not gonna be fucking looking at me in no certain way. Her boyfriend backed down, and he was like,
I started like loving the pharmacy. We had this car. I remember that he used to accuse me.
We would tell everyone we're twins.
He used to like, there was this big old window on the side of the pharmacy, compraba churros, y mientras estaba
So this is one day when he went crazy.
Mientras estaba comiendo los churros, he would look at me through the mirror. I would go.
So one day él llegó a Lorena Pharmacy. And Lorena Pharmacy, we used to all like exit at the same time because they had like a lot of robberies in that time. And we all had to leave together. And we were all like, because I started being really social again. And we were like having a good time one day. And this guy we're going to call C, he was there. And it was like a lot of girls around him. We were all laughing. And we look up.